Hey guys, I'm a Forester here. I just finished making the video on my latest watch, this Ebohr Diamonds Automatic, and it's uploading right now. So I thought I'd follow up with a watch story from our visit in China. This is a map right here of Hangzhou, China. There's around 10 million people. It's a large city built around West Lake, and it's supposedly one of the top tourist attractions in China. You know, I wanted to bring back a watch as a souvenir of China, and I decided on this Ebohr. I had already bought it, but I wanted to go downtown and possibly pick up a cheap watch. I had heard about a night market called the Wushan Night Market. I'll get that close to where you can see it right there. Supposedly one of the busiest night markets in Hangzhou. So we were staying in a motel that was up in this area, and we made the trip down to find the market. That was a challenge in itself because it was hard to get clear directions to where the night market was, but it was just booth after booth outdoors of different products, most of them fairly cheap. And about 1 out of every 10 booths was a watch booth. So I went through the whole market, looked at all the booths, and I found one guy in particular that had a nice selection of Rolex watches, and he kept them in a leather pouch or a leather folder that he kept behind his counter out of sight. But he had a Rolex catalog so you could pick out the Rolex that you liked, and then he would see if he had one that was patterned after that. Well, I went back to him later, and he actually had two different price points, and he said, you want good Rolex or lower quality Rolex? And I asked him, well, what's the difference? And the difference was the higher quality one was made in Taiwan, and the price point there was 360 RMB. The lower quality one, he said, was made in China, somewhere in China, that's all he said, and the price point there was 120 RMB. Now, I don't do math much in my head, but I did it before making this video, and the good Rolex made in Taiwan was roughly $60. The lower quality one was around $20. I did find one that I liked, and I started to buy the $60 Rolex, but you know, I thought this could just be throwing 60 bucks away. There's no guarantee this thing's gonna run when I get away from here. So I had just bought my Ebohr, and I decided to stick with that and not throw any money away. I ran into somebody later though while over in China. He was a businessman, and I noticed he had a nice watch on, and so I was showing him my new Ebohr, and I held it up there, showed him, told him where I'd bought it and why I decided on this Ebohr. And I said, what watch are you carrying? And he held over his wrist, and he had a Rolex on. And I started to say, oh, is that the good one or the lower quality one made in China? I didn't say that, but that was the first thought came to my mind. When I go back, I may end up getting a Rolex, probably the $60 one, and take orders from people here in the US who want one. We'll have to wait and see. Y'all take care. Oh, and if you see somebody that has a Rolex, ask them if it's the $60 one or $20 one. Talk to y'all later.